Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on Java Programming Lab. So in this video we are going to see a demo on network programming. Okay, so like and share the video and also subscribe to my channel for notifications on latest videos. So let's go to the demo. So here is the Notepad++. So I am going to do this program in my own system. I am not going to use JDoodle. So the first thing I am going to write is server program. Okay, I already told you in the last video that we will write two programs. One is the server program and another one is the client program. Okay, right. So let me save the file. Mm, Let me save this in D drive and I will save this as server and I will choose Java source file. Okay, so this is server.java. Okay, so you can see the file name here, server.java. Right. So let's import some packages. So first one is the net package, which contains the networking classes. Another one is we need IO package because we will use some input output classes. Okay. So let's create a class called server. Okay. And let's write the main method. And args array. Okay. Here I will write throws exception. I will tell you why I am writing this throws exception. So let's continue with the main method. So the first thing we have to do is, so what will the server do? Server will open a port and listen for connections, right? So to open a port, we will use server socket class. Okay, object name is ss, and I am creating the object. So again, server socket. Now within the constructor, I mean call to the constructor, we have to pass a number. Okay, so this 6000 is a port. Okay, 6000 is a port. I told you no, two systems communicate through ports, right? So this is port number. 6000 is a port number. Okay, now we will use the another class socket and object name I am giving as s equal to, here I will use this ss object and I will write a predefined method called accept. Okay, so when this line is executed, server will open a port called 6000 and it will wait there. So what will it wait for? It will wait for connections from the client. So whenever the client connects, it will move to the next line, second line here. Okay, and the connection will be stored in s. Okay, then we are going to use an IO class called data input stream. So this is for reading data from the stream. Okay, so I have explained in the IO video, right? The data is transferred to and from the program in the form of stream, right? Okay, so object name dis data input stream equal to new again data input stream. Here within the call to the constructor, we are going to use this object s dot, we are going to use a predefined method called get input stream. That's all. Okay, so whatever the client is sending to the server, that will be available in dis. Okay, I told you in the previous video, right? The client is going to send a message 5 times. So how do you access the message? You will use dis data input stream. Now to store the message sent by the client, let's create a variable called message and initialize it to nothing, null. Okay, so this is an empty string. Okay, now let's try exception handling. Okay, so here I will use while loop and message equal to dis means this one, dis dot predefined method read utf. So to read the text from the stream we will use the method read utf. Okay, so whatever the server is reading from the stream, that will be stored in the variable message, which is a string. Okay, now I am comparing this with not equal to null. Okay, so what is the meaning of this condition? As long as there is some content or text in the stream, we will do something. What is that something? We will print the message on the console. So system dot out dot println message. Whatever we are reading on the stream, we will print it. Okay. Now after try, we have to write catch. So here we will catch EOF exception. Okay, object E. So we will not write any exception handling code. So I am opening the brace and closing the brace. We are not going to do anything here. So EOF means end of file. Okay, EOF means end of file. Okay, EOF end of file exception. So when will this exception come? So whenever you are trying to read, if there is nothing in the stream, then you will get end of file exception. Okay, even if there is nothing in the stream and you are still trying to read, it will give end of file exception. Okay, right. Now we have to close this dis dot close. So here it will open the connection to the stream. Here we are closing it. Then we will close this socket s dot close, and then we will close this ss dot close. That's all. This is the server program. Okay, very small program. So what is the server doing? The server is reading from the stream and it is printing that message on the console. That's all. Okay, so at which port the server is running? The server is running at the port number 6000. Okay, now why did I write this throws exception? Okay, so if any one of these lines is going to give you an exception, for example this line or this data input stream gives an exception, the program is going to throw away that exception. That's why here I am writing the class exception. So to whom does the program throw this exception? It throws this exception to JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and it will display some message, error message. Okay, that is the purpose of this throws exception. Okay, right. Now new file, client program. Okay, so let me save this. uh, I will save this as client Java source file. Okay, client.java. So again, let's import java.net package. Okay, similarly import java.io package. Now create a class, public class name is client. Okay, as usual, write the uh, main method public static void main string array args. Okay, here also we will write throws exception, the same purpose which we have used in or done in the server program. Okay, now here there is no need to use server socket class. Here we can directly use socket class and write new socket. Okay, here in the constructor call you are going to write two parameters. First one is the server name or IP address. So here I am writing the name, localhost, and the port number. So what is the port number the server is running on? 6000. Okay, so you have to be very careful here, this thing. So whatever you are writing in socket program, the same thing you must write in client. Okay, and what is localhost? Localhost is the name of, okay, current system. Okay, so let me write it above. So localhost is the name of the current system. So we are going to execute client and server on the same system. That is why I am giving localhost. So if you are running the programs one on one system, another one on another system, you will give here IP address. Okay, you can give the IP address of the another system here. Okay, now here we will use an IO class called data output stream. Okay, DO, yes, again data output stream. Here we will write s dot get output stream. So uh, get output stream, right? So in server we will use data input stream. Here we will use data output stream. Okay. Now to store the set to send the message, I am creating a variable called message. Here the message I want to send to the client is message from client. Okay, so this is the text or string I am going to send to the server 5 times. So to send this message 5 times, I will use for loop int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Here I will write this one dys dot the predefined method write utf. So what we want to send, whatever message is available in the variable message. And after writing this, we have to write another method called flush. Okay, so why we are writing this flush means, so whenever we write this or use this method write utf, this message is going to be stored in a buffer on the client system. Okay, so the message or this text is going to be stored in a buffer temporarily. It will not be sent to the server. So to force the client to send this message from the buffer to the server, we will use flush. Okay, so we are forcing the client to send this message to empty the buffer and send this to server. Okay, now after sending, we are going to print some message on the client like mm, message sent to server. So to know whether the message is going or not, we are printing this message on the client. Okay, so that's all, that is the loop. Now we have to close this one and this one. So I am writing dys dot close and also s dot close. Okay, save, that's all, this is the program. So the client is going to connect to the server and send the message 5 times. That's all. Now let's run the program. So we have to run the two programs. So command prompt. Uh, Let me make this a small window. Okay. So the program is in D drive, right? Java C server dot Java. Okay. So the program is compiled. So remember, first you need to run the server, not the client. Remember this, very important. First program you must execute is server. Okay, the server is running. Now open another command prompt. Okay, so this will be the client. Again, go to D drive, right? Java C client dot Java. Okay, the client has connected. Sorry, the client program is compiled. Now run the client Java client. Okay, so you can see the client has sent 5 times and the server is also displaying the message 5 times. So if you don't want to uh, you want if you don't want this to happen uh, at a stretch or in a short time like this, what you can do is here in the client, after writing the flush, you can say thread dot sleep for 1 second. 1000 milliseconds means 1 second, so you will get some pause. Okay, so let me show you this. So run the server. Okay, it is running now. Since you changed the client program, you have to compile it again. Java C. Now you run the client. Okay, first message is sent, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's all. So this is how you do network programming or socket programming. Okay. Now that's all. That is the program. It is completed. Now let me show you something. Let's go to 9.java. Now I told you this is very important, right? For example, if you are not writing 6000 and you are writing 6100, let's see what will happen. So let's run the server. Okay, it is running. Now compile the client program because you changed it. Compile. Now run it. Okay, now you are getting errors, right? So it is saying java.net.connect exception, connection refused. So your client cannot connect to server. So why is this coming? Because the server, the port number is 6000, but in client you are giving 6100. That's why. Okay, so let's change it to 6000. Uh, so let's compile. Okay, now let's run. Now this is okay. Right? Okay. So now this time I am not running the server, but I will run the client. Now let's see what will happen. So server is not running. I'm again, when you run the client, you will get the connection exception. Why? Because there is no server that is running and you are trying to connect. Okay, so you can't connect. Okay, so that's all. uh, this is the demo on network programming or socket programming in Java. Okay, thank you.